Hello there, my beautiful collectives out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl, and this is your forecast for December 2025. Okay, we're moving on into a new year, and the new era continues. Yes, it does. Things are changing rapidly. On a collective level, we can see where we're making more technological improvements. I'm not going to get too much involved with what's going on with the world because it's a lot to take in. And I'm sure all of you out there can see the news, you can see the Instagram and those sites where that information will show up. But what I am going to talk about is what's happening for December and how we're moving into this new year. Okay? So let me put my glasses on. The first thing we have is another. We had one last month, and we have one again in December. The super full moon, but this time it's in the sign of Gemini. Okay, and this is about your communication, all forms of it, and how you speak your truth. Okay, so just know things that are words or communication or how you convey information to others may no longer be serving you. And this is something that, we have to let go of. All right? So we have this super full moon on the 4th, okay? And it starts on the Pacific side at 3:14 p.m. And this is in like California area, okay? And on the 10th, Neptune stations direct at that critical degree of 29 in the sign of Pisces. And Pisces is a healing energy. It is a spiritual energy, and it's also the last sign of the zodiac. So it has a lot of possibilities for us to end some karmic cycles here. And this is the last time or the last pass that Neptune will be in Pisces. It'll be moving into Aries where there's a whole new cycle happening in 2026. Okay? So December, this month, is the last phase of our recalibration with Neptune stationing direct. Okay? Neptune enters Aries at 0 degrees on January the 26th. So this is going to be a whole new scenario. Okay, let's just put it like that for now. Okay, and on December the 17th, Mercury moves out of its shadow. It's been in retrograde in Sagittarius. And on the 19th, the new moon is in Sagittarius, and this happens at 5:43 p.m. And Venus moves into Capricorn on the 24th. Okay, so there is more happening in the skies than what I'm speaking to, but I'm condensing the information here because, we could be talking on one on December for I don't know how long, and I don't have a whole lot of recording time for that. Okay, so just enjoy your experience no matter what that experience is, okay? Because this is all about growth and taking steps into change. And we all have to, you know, make a decision or make a choice as to whether we want to change or if we want to just sit in where we are comfortable. All right? So I'm going to see you on the other side. So be there. Hello to my beautiful Libra risings out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl, and this is your monthly forecast for December 2025. Welcome, and we're at the end of the year, so this is the last forecast for you in 2025 from me, okay? But I will see you in January of 2026. All right, I've already did the intro about the highlights for this month, so we're going to just step right into the forecast starting with the 4th of December. We have another super full moon that is intense, that amplifies things in the sign of Gemini, is about communication, right? And this is happening in your ninth house of higher learning, your spirituality, your belief system, philosophy, foreign travel, other cultures, foreign languages, teaching, and publishing is all sitting here. All right, so during this time, you may have a strong pull towards higher learning, philosophy, or spiritual matters. You may feel a longing for exploration, whether through travel or other forms of experience that challenge your view of the world. And, Gemini is, a seeker of information. So, I can see that happening here. This is an ideal time for communication focused activities such as writing, publishing, or engaging in discussions about your evolving ideas, okay? Because as you grow, we change. There may be an urge to break old patterns to make room for new activities and ways of thinking, all right? Now, on the 8th, we have Mars in the sign of Sagittarius, and it's in a square to Saturn in Pisces, and it's affecting your third house and your sixth house. Now, know that squares are meant for us to grow into, okay? So we have to find the balance between these two energies in order to integrate and be that balance part of ourselves. Now, the third house is about communication. It's about your siblings. It's about your local neighborhood, local friends, zones are there as well. And then your sixth house is about your daily routine, your work, being of service, your co-worker experience as well. So here you may want to make an impulsive decision, and this is like we're getting ready to talk about where the tension lies. Over analysis, over analyzing your thoughts. Okay, so this is about, having, what am I saying? You may want to make impulsive decisions, which is that Mars energy. And then the over-analyzing part is the Saturn in Pisces. Okay? I don't know why I have this there. No, this is not Saturn in Pisces. This is still the third house energy. Now, the sixth house energy is your daily tasks and responsibilities may feel like a burden to your desire for freedom. Okay? And there it is right there. responsibility and desire for freedom is the takeaway here. That's where the tension is. I'm sorry I got lost in this communication that I have here. So you may experience misunderstandings or find your communication is being stifled. And this is true in the sense that, this pull, this tug of war energy, again, like I said before, it's about finding the balance, where you don't always have to say something, if it happens, with someone else, the connection, because all of this is about connecting with people, bouncing that square off of one another. So it's how you show up when it bounces to you. Are you going to use the same old patterns that you used to, or are you going to recognize the pattern and say, okay, let me just start doing this differently because it just keeps going around and around and around, that type of energy. Okay? And Libra here, you are all for balance. And this is something for you to notice because you want to find that balance. So now that you know, you can see where it is in you, where you're fighting, creating that balance for yourself. I apologize for, you know, the confusion. But part of that confusion is whenever Neptune is around, we're going to create some confusion, or Pisces. And we're just talking about Saturn and Pisces. But on the 14th, we're going to have Mars in Sagittarius squaring Neptune in Pisces. So it totally got to me before I got to it. So here we are. There is friction between your drive for intellectual and communication actions and your work and daily life. Okay? So we're still dealing with the third house and the sixth house. You may experience frustration, confusion, or a sense of being blocked when trying to express your ideas or take any action that may lead to difficulties at work and in your daily routine due to lack of clarity, motivation, or a feeling of being deceived. Okay, this is where the confusion comes in, is with the Neptune energy. It's going to create, confusion. So we have, Mars in Sagittarius that wants to act without thinking. And Neptune in Pisces is like, okay, I'm open to that. We can go deep if we want to. That's where it is. So it's creating the confusion where you can't see clearly with this square here. So you have to really look at yourself, your boundaries. You have to set your boundaries. Know what you want in a connection and know how much you want to give to the connection. Okay, that's setting boundaries. Anything more or less, you have to just let it go. So you'll see how that works within your own auric field for yourself. And then you can decide, how much you want to give and how much you want to take in your daily connections, because this is happening in your, let's see, it's happening in your third house and your sixth house, and with both of those houses is your daily connections, people you work with, people you're uh, normally around on a daily. So that's where your energy will be. So we're going to move on to the 15th. Okay, and we have Mars entering Capricorn, and this is a placement that is exalted. So Mars in Capricorn is a very good place okay? And this is happening in your fourth house. And this is your house, your physical place of residence, your family, your ancestry, real estate, and, parents are also there. So you may want to take on large home projects during this time. Okay, renovations or organize and improve your living space. You may experience more assertive interactions, power struggles, okay, because we have Mars here, or heightened tension with the family members of those you live with, okay? You may have a need to confront past issues related to childhood or family roots. You may feel a strong drive to achieve your personal goals related to your home or family, such as buying property, establishing a more secure base, or improving your family's status. Okay? So, it's a good placement. Where you go from there is up to you. Now, on the 17th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius, and this is moving out of his shadow, and this is in the third house of communication, your siblings, your local community, local friends and neighbors. Your thinking and speaking become enthusiastic because of the Sagittarius energy, direct and knowledge seeking, often leading to dynamic conversations. You have a thirst for new ideas and a desire to debate or teach because you got it going on up there with that Sagittarius higher knowledge, okay, and you want to share. Yeah, that's all good. Okay, you may be inspired to write, speak, or take up new subjects of learning. All right, so we're going to move on to the 19th. We have a new moon at 28 degrees. That's critical as well. In the sign of Sagittarius, and this is happening in your third house. Okay, again, you are lighting up your communication space here. So, this new moon is a powerful time to set your intentions. Expect a surge of activity, communicating with others in your immediate environment. This is a favorable time to start a new writing project, learn a new language, take short trips, or share your ideas with others. So you're on a roll here, a Libra rising. Just, keep looking forward to positive outcomes, okay? So on the 21st, we have the sun entering Capricorn, and this is happening in your fourth house. And, the sun is ego driven, so there could be some power struggles, but let's move on in, okay? Your attention is focused on your domestic matters, home improvement, and reevaluating your roots and emotional foundations. You may feel a greater, I think I need to make my, make it a little bigger. You may feel a greater sense of responsibility towards your family, undertaking home projects, or dealing with shifts within the family dynamic. Okay, that's good. Taking responsibility for yourself. Now, on the 24th, we have Venus entering Capricorn in your fourth house. So this brings a desire for stability in romantic relationships that are connected to home and family matters, okay? You may want to solidify your commitment to your partner or focus on making your home a place for long-term partnership. You may have thoughts of making your home a source of income, like Airbnb or renting it out, something like that. But okay, Libra Rising. This is your forecast for December 2025, and I look forward to seeing you in 2026. And until next time, bye for now.